In a rare move, a senior researcher inside the federal government's own marine science agency has spoken out about its environmental policies. She claims Australia won't be able to meet targets that were last year used to convince the UN not to declare the Great Barrier Reef in danger. Jessie Dorset reports.
It was hailed as a saviour.
The heart of this plan, the heart of this program is about better water quality with hard targets.
More than 100 pages of planning and promises that both the federal and Queensland governments submitted to UNESCO to convince it they could be trusted to look after the World Heritage Site.
Including a 50% reduction in nitrogen by 2018 and an 80% reduction in nitrogen by 2025.
But just a year later, a senior researcher at the Australian Institute of Marine Science has reached this conclusion.
Our review finds that current efforts are not sufficient to achieve the water quality targets set in the Reef 2050 plan.
The paper in the International Journal makes 3 suggestions, including streamlining state and national laws, beefing up agriculture regulation, and most controversially,
our third option looks at transforming current agricultural systems, including retirement of agricultural land.
in other words, shutting down some farms to stop chemicals running onto the reef.
We've been on this particular farm for just over 21 years.
Phil Morano says growers care about the reef and have changed the way they farm to reduce runoff, including on his property.
We hope to be planting within the next few days. As you can see here, we have preformed beds so that the soil's nice and consolidated and it stops sediment runoff, which helps stop nutrient runoff to the reef.
The Queensland Environment Minister hasn't ruled out Dr Kroon's idea, but says Canberra must shoulder most of the responsibility.
I would encourage the federal government to listen to their own scientific advisors.
The spokesman for the Federal Environment Minister says protecting the reef is one of Greg Hunt's deep and personal passions, and the government is spending tens of millions of dollars on conservation in the marine park. If the targets aren't on track, UNESCO's World Heritage Committee will again review the reef next year. Jessie Dorset, ABC News.